Today's lesson is on the 30, 60, 90 right triangle and how the 30, 60, 90 right triangle works. We have three sides to this triangle. We have the hypotenuse, which is across from the right angle. We have the short leg, which is across from the 30-degree angle. And we have the long leg, which is across from the 60-degree angle. Everything is related to the short side, the short leg. Okay? The hypotenuse is 2 times the short leg. The long leg is the short leg times radical 3. So let's try a couple of examples. Okay, let's say the short leg was 2. This is the short leg. The short leg, if I multiply that by 2, I get the hypotenuse. So the short leg times 2 will give me 4 for the hypotenuse. The long leg would be the short leg times radical 3. Let's try another one. This time I'll give you a different side. So this time, let's say the hypotenuse is 8. I know the hypotenuse is 2 times the short leg. So to go back to the short leg, I divide it by 2, because the short leg times 2 would give me 8. Now that I have the short leg, I can get the long leg. The long leg is the short leg times radical 3. Let's try another one. This time I'm going to give you the long leg. Let's say the long leg is 5 radical 3. From the long leg, I can get the short leg, because the long leg is the short leg radical 3. So the short leg would be, in this case, 5. Short leg doubled gives me my hypotenuse, 10. There you go. It's not always that easy. So let's give you one that's a little bit more complicated. This time, I'm going to give you the short leg is 3 radical 2. This is the short leg, because it's across from the 30-degree angle. From here, I can get my hypotenuse by multiplying it by 2. So that's going to be 2 times 3 radical 2. 2 times 3 is 6 radical 2. The long leg is the short leg, which is 3 radical 2 times radical 3. Here I can multiply the radicals together, giving you 3 radical 6. 6 cannot be split, so that is simplified, and that's the long leg. Here's another example. In this example, you're given the hypotenuse is 8. We're going to be asked to find the short leg and the long leg. Short leg doubled gives me 8, so that means my short leg is 4. From the short leg, I can get the long leg, which is the short leg times radical 3. That one's pretty simple. In this example, you're given the long leg, and you're asked to find the short leg and the hypotenuse. Okay. Now, usually the long leg has a square root of 3 on it. So what do we do if it doesn't? I know that the short leg times radical 3 is equal to the long leg. The short leg is d. So I have an equation here. D radical 3 equals the long leg, which in this case is 5. Now I'm going to solve this equation. So I'm going to divide both sides by radical 3. Those cancel. So our short leg is 5 over radical 3. However, we cannot leave a radical on the bottom. So we're going to rationalize our denominator. So I'm going to multiply the top and bottom by radical 3. So on the top, we now have 5 radical 3 over radical 9. 5 radical 3 is as simple as it can get. Radical 9, that's 3. So our short leg is 5 radical 3 over 3. Now there is a shortcut. If the long leg does not have a radical 3 on it, or it has a different radical, to get that short leg, we're going to take the long leg, divide it by 3, and then put the radical 3 on the end. So as you can see, that's an easier way to go about it instead of doing this whole thing. Now the hypotenuse is the short leg times 2. So it's 2 times 5 radical 3 over 3, which gives me 10 radical 3 over 3. That's as difficult as it gets. This next example is a multiple choice question. This would be our 30-degree angle. So this is the short leg, this is the long leg, this is the hypotenuse. You can see that the short leg doubled gives you 18 as the hypotenuse. That means the long leg would be the short leg times radical 3, which is choice A. The last example, we are given the short leg. This would be my 60-degree angle, making this side the long leg, and across from the 90 gives you your hypotenuse. The hypotenuse is the short leg times 2. So this side is 22. The long leg is the short leg, 11, times the square root of 3. So looking at our answer choices, the correct answer would be C. And that concludes our lesson on the 30, 60, 90 right triangle.